And we are back, baby! I'm so excited to do that intro. Hi guys, I'm Michael.
And I'm Cherice. We post weekly videos all about personal branding, your career, and money management.
And we're helping young professionals to transform their lives every single day.
That's the Kinley way.
So if you want to get from here to here, make sure you like this video, comment below, and subscribe to our channel. And please press the notification bell to get our weekly videos.
And if you already knew all of that, welcome back.
Welcome back, guys. Part two of our biggest decision in 2020, right? And we're going to go deep. We went deep last week. And if you watched our video last week, you know we went deep. We went deep. Am I going first or are you going first?
Yeah.
I'm going first. Okay, so let's get into it. Becoming an active life coach and interview preparation coach. Woo! Guys, listen. 2020, 2021, side hustles are coming out of my armpits. I'm joking. So guys, yeah, I did decide to become an active life coach this year and an interview prep coach simply because I am good at it. The real truth is I am qualified and I love it. I love helping people. If you know me personally, you know that I love to see people being successful. I love my friends and people around me to enjoy success and to enjoy the same success or even more success than I did. But there is work that needs to be done, right? So that's why I came up with the whole life coaching thing, because I wish I had a life coach. That's why I became an interview preparation coach, because before I went for my job, I wish I had one.
Yeah.
Right?
And how many people, they go through the whole job search, job hunt, interview process all alone. Like, you know, most people, they don't even tell their family members that they have an interview.
Imagine, because they're scared that they're going to not get a job.
They're not get a job, and then they have to, you know, tell them, and then everybody's disappointed. So,
yeah,
like, that's a whole lonely process.
Yeah.
And then if you don't get the job, then you can't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody can be there to console you when you don't get it. And,
yeah.
And you know, and that's
and most importantly, there was a need for it. I saw a big need, especially
yeah.
becoming an interview preparation coach. I realized that there weren't enough of us in the industry, right? We have loads of people that are good at writing CVs, loads of people that are excellent at writing cover letters, loads of people that are excellent at maybe even giving career advice. But when it gets to the nitty gritty and you're face to face with another human being that's going to hire you, can you perform? I personally felt like there weren't a lot of coaches that could really guide an individual through that whole process and what they should expect. Especially in the UK.
Because there's lots in the US and they're mainly females.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I'm taking up this mantra, people. Book your interview preparation course with me at
course. It's a 1 hour phone call.
Yeah.
I mean Zoom call.
Zoom call.
Mean Google Meet call.
Oh my days, conference call.
Yeah, so it's a 1 hour strategy call and interview prep.
Yeah. Yeah. She summarized it. Okay, you next.
Keeping my faith.
Ooh,
that was a big decision.
She nearly lost her faith. No,
this lockdown and this coronavirus thing. I don't know about your church, but in our church, a lot of people, they didn't come back, you know, and I could have been one of them that didn't come back, because the way 2020 hit me like a 15k ton of bricks, I don't know if anybody else, but the spiritual warfare is all I can just explain it. Like, it was deep, everything I was going through. On face value, if I told you, okay, it was just because I wasn't able to get married, then obviously you look at me like, that's not that deep. And maybe if somebody else explained their reason why they left their church, you say it's not that deep. But everything that was attached to it, it was so deep. So, you know, in the last video, as I was telling you how it was a lot of back and forth questioning, you know, my spiritual life, my relationship with God, questioning if I had prayed enough and everything. We've been taught to have like an intelligent faith where, you know, it's not just by religion. I'm not just going to church every week just because I'm fulfilling a religious duty. I don't read my Bible just to fulfill a religious duty. I actually like study and meditate, and everything I'm doing is because I really believe in God and I really love Him and I want Him to delight in me. Like, that's just me. I'm not just that kind of Christian. I'm just the label. So I just felt like being like an actual Christian, I'm entitled to a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm entitled to God's favor. I'm entitled to God's protection. I'm entitled to, you know, things not going wrong for me. Well, that was the me before 2020, and but that was working for me as well. You give and you receive, okay, and I live by that because it works. But when you're with God and you give and you receive, and if you give even more, like if you actually sacrifice, you get even more. So I was used to, like, you know, giving myself, giving my time, sacrificing, and then God would, like, you know, bless me. You know, it's not even just about me. It's the fact that so many people are attached to my obedience in God and my faith journey, and like even us being together as a couple. I don't believe that that's just a coincidence or just to bless us. Like, it actually blesses other people. So like, I take it so seriously. Like, I really take my faith so seriously. So for it to be so attacked like that, it was so hard for me to deal with that, to stomach it, and I had to fight. Like, that's why I said it was a big decision to keep it, because it meant that I had to become a different Cherice. Like, I had to really fight. I really had to become violent. I really had to be like, what? What? Like, I'm not getting married. And then these bad negative thoughts come into my head all the time. I read my Bible and the words are just blurry because I'm just so hurt and in pain. I'm trying to pray, I'm trying to seek, but I'm in floods of tears. Like, Michael's like, oh, let's go, because we had services online now, church was online. And I don't feel like being there and present in the service, standing up, like taking part in the service, like as if I was in church. I feel like I need to heal. I feel like what's going on, I don't have the answers. And then it's like, well, trust in God, because you can't lean on your own understanding. But it was just like, what? And nobody had any answers. It was just hard. And even sometimes when I was in the services, like the bishop would say, oh, don't accept the unacceptable. And I'm like, in this situation where I have to accept it. Like, I just have to accept that I'm not getting married this year. I'm not getting the wedding that I fought with God for. Like, God is not in quarantine, So you need to use your faith to get yourself out of these situations that you're finding yourself in that are unacceptable. And I'm just like, I want to use my faith too to, like, fix this. Like, what have I done wrong? Why am I being punished? What can I do to solve it? And there was just no answers. There was just nothing. Like, I didn't do anything wrong that I knew of, and I was desperate to fix it and use my faith to fix it. And I just felt so frustrated and tied up. That's why I said I had to be violent and had to, like, really fight my way out. Like, even though I didn't feel like reading my Bible, I had to read it. Even though I was in floods of tears when I was praying to God, I just had to be on my knees, like, just pray. And like we were saying in the last video, that he stayed with my family while we was in quarantine, while I was in lockdown. If Michael wasn't there, I wouldn't watch the services. Or not all of them anyway. maybe just Sunday. But I could tell you, I wouldn't. And like, he would make my babe just, show up and stuff. And like, sometimes he wasn't even like having it. He was just like, stop this, like, come on. And I was just like, he was really like that rock for me. But sometimes I just wanted like a cuddly teddy bear. But he was really a rock.
And I didn't know which one she wanted at which time.
Yeah.
So when she needed a teddy bear, I was giving her a rock. When she needed a rock, I was giving her a teddy bear. I was just like, that's why I told you I was a mess myself. I was like, this is new territory. I don't know. But
literally, so yeah, that was big.
Yeah.
I'm really smiling now. I'm really condensing everything.
Yeah.
But in that time, I can't describe how hard it was just to hold on to my faith, the little that I had, because it was dwindling beneath me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did it.
Wow, she's here.
I'm so happy that I did.
Yeah, I'm happy because
so
we wouldn't be
happy
together. If she didn't sort herself out, we wouldn't be together and we wouldn't be married today. So, I mean, the important thing is, I couldn't judge her. I think that was what saved our relationship. This is just a season. It's a time. It's not going to last forever. It's not a fixed decision she's making. This is just a season. Just roll with it. Just go in the hurricane, let it spin you around. It's going to eventually peter out and you're going to be back on your feet again. That's how I thought about it. So no matter what she decided to throw at me, I was preparing myself and said, I'm just going to roll with it. Let's just roll with it. And eventually, it'll be over. And look,
yeah, it's
it's important not to judge people. It really is. Because when you start judging people, you start coming up with so many assumptions. If I did that, then we wouldn't be together. And we wouldn't be married today, for sure. And I would be somewhere else doing something else, maybe in Nigeria somewhere. That brings me up to my next point. It's kind of hard to top that. I mean, that was a whole story time. Like, one of my big decisions in 2020 was to fix things with my dad. Now, it's a big one. It's a big one. And Dad, if you're watching this video, I have nothing against you. I love you very much, okay? But gotta speak to the people. The reason this was a big decision for me is, by the way, guys, I'm not the type to have grudges. Cherice knows me. I'm not the type to have grudges against family members. I mean, I had every reason to while we're getting married, right? I could be able to have grudges against my family members because they stress my life out. But I'm not the type of person to keep things, to be angry at people for long periods of time. I am not the type. It is a waste of time for me and a waste of energy. Anyway, the situation with my dad was quite a sensitive one, simply because I didn't grow up with him. And in my eyes, and from the conversations I had with my mother, he had been somewhat irresponsible. Right? He didn't really look after me growing up. This didn't make me feel resentful, or I didn't really even feel pain. It wasn't painful. But it did make me feel like he wasn't entitled to my attention. And my attention is a big deal. Cherice knows this. Like, my attention is a huge thing. If you have my attention, you got it. There's something going good for you, right? And I just didn't feel like he was entitled to my attention. Now, what did that mean? Whether I called him, messaged him for 6 months or not, didn't matter. I didn't care. As long as When he needs me, he can come to me. I'll help him. That was it. That was the extent of our relationship. We didn't have a father-son relationship. I never spoke to him regularly. And even Cherice knows, when he's on the phone to me, I'm just like, I don't really want to be on the phone to you, but fine, I'll entertain whatever conversation you're trying to have. That's fine. But there wasn't like a deep connection between us. I couldn't relate to him, and he couldn't relate to me. Eventually, we came to that fateful evening where we just talked everything out, and he obviously told me, I remember him saying stuff like this, what do you have against me, or like, what is it that I've done to you? Something like that, almost like a reconciliation question, like, why are we where we're at?
Yeah.
That was what the question he asked me, like, why are we here? And we had a big full call about it, and knowing me, I'm so soft, and I was like, oh, okay, fine, we can be friends again. But it wasn't as straightforward as that. I obviously told him what was in my mind and what I'd been feeling, and it was a big decision for me, because if I didn't make that decision, then we would still have a broken, on face value, it would look alright, but behind the curtains, it would be kind of a broken relationship. It wouldn't be a proper, like, father-son relationship. Now, can't get the guy off the phone. Blimey, that's always asking me for children. Anyway, that was a big decision I'm glad I made. It's nice to have a relationship with your dad, you know?
It's nice to have a relationship with your dad, you know? Yeah, especially if you have a dad.
Yeah, especially if you have a
and
dad.
he wants to be in your life.
Yeah, so he wanted to be in my life, I just didn't really give him a chance to be. Not that I stopped him, but he didn't have my attention.
Yeah.
And because he didn't have my attention, you know, he might as well not have had my love and my care. Do you get what I mean?
Join in Fiverr. I'm becoming a full-time content creator. So like a lot of people, I lost my job just before lockdown.
Yeah.
I was in the events and wedding industry. It was a beautiful job, because obviously I was planning to get married, so I was liaising with couples and helping them with their weddings. It was just not too far from my house, and as I said in the last video, I had my car that was able to go there. It was just nice. I was the last one to join the team, so I had to be the first to go when they were making cuts, because of, like, obviously the wedding industry was like very hit, and that was just like a small family business. So I even, like, it's that sad. Like, I pray for them now, because I hope they're still going, because they were like, it was a really lovely company. But anyways, I got let go, and you know, the whole turmoil I was going through, I wasn't trying to look for any more jobs. That was kind of it for me. But then obviously I knew that I had to make some kind of income eventually at some point. So that was one of the decisions I made, like, okay, I don't really want to go working for anybody anymore. I am a content creator. It's what I love. It's like even social media marketing. So I was just like, yeah, let me actually assume it, let me just own it, and let me just, you know, roll with it. And it's just been amazing, because that's obviously I have to do all of the Akinlewe stuff, like all the marketing, the email marketing, copywriting, the social media management. Obviously I create all the content, like it's just everything. It's just amazing. And obviously that's not really making us much money at the moment, so I was just like, okay, how am I gonna still stay true to me as a content creator and still develop my skills and not just go and deviate? It just made sense to go into freelancing. So Fiverr is the easiest way, what did you say? No barrier to entry, yeah. Way to become a freelancer in the whole midst of a pandemic. That was liberating for me, because it meant that I could continue doing, you know, continue building it and have income, because yeah, I'll get some work through Fiverr as well. If you want to book me to help you, we're both really selling our services today, aren't we? If you want to book me to help you with anything, we can talk. I've got our email down below, and I'll also put the Fiverr link down below as well. Wonderful. Another big decision that I made in 2020 was to actually start taking my investment life seriously. So it's been, you know, talk the talk for too long, and I actually decided to make the jump. And now I am going into 2021. I only did this a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to actually start investing in stocks now, stocks and shares, investing in funds, particularly in the technology sector, because I know that space. Yeah. I know the tech companies that are performing. I know the ones that are preparing for IPO and all that kind of stuff. So I just know my stuff in the tech industry. I'm in the tech industry. So I'm really excited about that part of my life, because the Akinlewe for the last 9 months, you know, we've been at different points of our journey creating our brand. Part of it has been, you know, financial literacy and educating people on how important it is to create generational wealth and so on and so forth. We've even had lives on it, right? Mm-hmm. So I need to start creating my generational wealth, right, for my kids, right? And now I'm really start thinking about how to invest in myself, so that for the next 10, 15 years, I have passive income. So that's the whole idea. Like, I've heard so many stories from people I look up to that having one source of income is not the way. It's not the way. So another big decision was buying a Shopify store. Okay, so a couple of years ago, I learned about buying and selling businesses online, and I wanted to get into it, but you need money and income to be doing that. Like, I didn't want to like, you know, start running before I learned to walk. So that was always something that I wanted to get into. Basically what you do, it's like flipping properties. It's the same thing. You just buy businesses that they're not doing too well, but they're already like generating income. They've already like established themselves, and then like you grow it, make it, and then, you know, sell it for more than what you bought it for. Basically, one of the easiest ways to do that is through the exchange market by Shopify. Well, if you're gonna buy like at a store. So I was looking through it one day, and then I came across this store. Okay, so I'm jumping ahead of the story, but we'll try to keep it short. So it was run by this high school student, and he had really done these really nice illustrations, and he put it on this clothing. And I just really resonated with it. I resonated with the name of it. And like, obviously I spoke to him, you know, he's telling me his story and like why he's ready to sell the business and everything. And yeah, I just resonated with it. And I told Michael about it, and I was like, you know, it's only like $150, like, let's do this. And yeah, and then he invested in it for me. And so I took that over, and then I rebranded it to be not just so that it would be losing the essence of what he did, but like build on top of it. And I knew that, okay, in order to really make it something big eventually, it had to be clothing with a cause. So it's now mental health awareness apparel. I just love it. Okay, so yeah, I run it from here, from the UK, but it's print on demand in the US. Just put awareness out for mental health and like issues that are prevalent in the world. Like, just trying to end those stigmas that, you know, the lack of education that a lot of people have towards it. And yeah, so that was.
For months now, there's this guy I follow on LinkedIn. He's an African sports journalist, and he was always constantly posting things on LinkedIn about African football, and, you know, kind of talking about the lack of inclusion, the lack of infrastructure, the lack of governance, and just lack of everything, right? And that was kind of touching on my heart. Something was just poking me. I'm like, look into this. Anyway, long story short, I decided to launch or start a football academy, like a full-blown football academy, right, in Nigeria. Because I'm born there, that's the first reason. I grew up there. I spent my childhood there. I understand some of the social issues in Nigeria then, when I was a kid, and also now. So I found a bigger purpose in life. Oh God, here comes the story. Guys, I found a bigger purpose in life, and I realized that for me personally, life isn't just about driving a white Range Rover or having a property or having loads of money or all these things. Like that doesn't fulfill me anymore. I feel like what was going to continue to give me the drive and the ambition to be successful in my day-to-day job, and also what I do on the side, is if I have a way to impact the lives of young people in a big way, in a way that was bigger than me. I wanted this to be one of the biggest things I've ever done, like in my entire 26 years of life. Anyway, I was sitting on it for a while. I was thinking about so many different things because, guys, I'll be honest, I have serious trust issues with my fellow Nigerians. Simply because some stories I've heard from my mom, how she's been burned by family in Nigeria, all these things. So I was just like, do I really want to throw my money in Nigeria? Like, I won't be on the ground there. I won't know how it's being used, and like, I just have so many bad misconceptions of how like Nigerians are with money. So that really held me back. But anyway, I decided to take a leap of faith, and I decided to launch this academy, which is now, I've been working so hard to plan it, to build it properly. Like, Cherice has witnessed, like, oh my God, I'm on calls with Nigerians, and people in Nigeria, oh my God, the biggest pain is the bad internet. Oh my God. But guys, like, I'm throwing my all into this. Money, my resources, my knowledge, I'm throwing all into this simply because, like, in a year's time, I want to see a full-blown academy, right? So I've spent the last few weeks just designing the logo and just getting the presentation in place, like trying to find some investment opportunities as well. There's just been so much work done. So this was, for me, a big decision that I made in 2020, is to just, like, my vision is to create the most professionally run academy in Nigeria, like in the whole country, the most, because that is something that's lacking, like seriously lacking. No well-run academies in Nigeria, and to just let it spread across the continent of Africa in general. So, but I'm starting in Nigeria, and the hope is that it will spread to other African countries as well. And then I'm going to go into schools. I'm going to build some schools. Anyway, long story short is I built an academy in Nigeria.
Okay.
Fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. As I said, there has to be a part 3 because there's just some other decisions that you just need to hear. Like Cherice apologizing to my mom. You think, for what? Ah! We will see you in part 3. Please tell us your biggest takeaway in the comments below. We would love to hear them. DM us on our Instagram page at The Akinlewe. We would love to talk to you. And yeah, but have a happy new year, guys. Like.
Yeah. Yes, and if you want more, we've got you. Like I was mentioning in the last video, we are launching the Career Climbers Collective. It's the membership group exclusively for young professionals of any field or industry to gain access to monthly expert masterclasses, peer mentoring, guidance, accountability, and all the resources you need to really advance in your career and smash your goals. We are so excited to welcome you into the group, so click the link in the description box to join the waiting list.
Great, take care, have a wonderful week, have a wonderful New Year's. We will see you in our next video. See you later, bye.
Bye.